Good morning, children. This class we are going to see about the gas laws. Okay. The gas laws are a group of laws that provide it actually governs the behavior of gases. Okay. The gas laws are a group of laws that govern the behavior of gases that provide relationship between the volume occupied by the gas, the pressure exerted by the gas on the walls of its container, the absolute temperature of the gas, and the number of moles of the gas. Okay. The gas laws were developed towards the end of the 18th century by a number of scientists. The five gas laws are Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, and the combined gas law. Okay, what are the five gas laws? Look at the board. One is the Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, and the combined gas law. This class we are going to discuss about the first four laws. Okay, first let me start with the Boyle's law. Robert Boyle was an Anglo-Irish physicist, chemist, inventor. Okay, physicist, chemist means well versed in chemistry, well versed in physics, and also inventor. He is regarded as one of the founders of modern chemistry. Okay, so Boyle's law, it actually gives the relationship between the pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. So according to Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, the volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Okay, I repeat again. Boyle's law gives the relationship between pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, the volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Okay, hence P is inversely proportional to 1 by V. This can be mathematically expressed as P1V1 is equal to P2V2. Okay, P1V1 is equal to P2V2. Here P1 represents the initial pressure exerted by the gas, whereas V1 mentions the initial volume occupied by the gas, and P2 represents the final pressure exerted by the gas, whereas V2 is the final volume occupied by the gas. Okay. Boyle's law is used to determine the current pressure and volume of the gas. It can be mathematically written as P1V1 is equal to P2V2. Okay. One real life application of Boyle's law is when you pump air into your bike tire. Okay, when you pump air into your bike tire, the gas molecules gets compressed and packed close together. This increases the pressure of the gas and it starts to push against the walls of the tire. Okay, so this is the real life application of Boyle's law. State Boyle's law. It's an important 2-mark question. State Boyle's law means what will you say? Boyle's law gives the relationship between pressure of the gas and volume of the gas. Okay. So Boyle's law states that at constant temperature, the volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Hence P is inversely proportional to 1 by V, whereas P is the pressure of the gas and V is the volume of the gas. Right, children? Shall we move to the second law? Good. Next we can move to the Charles law. Charles law was formulated by the French physicist Charles. Okay. Charles' law gives the relationship between temperature of the gas and volume of the gas. Okay. This Charles' law states that at constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Okay, so Charles' law gives the relationship between temperature of the gas and the volume of the gas. This law states that at constant pressure, this volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Okay, so this can be written as P is directly proportional to T. Okay, otherwise we can written like this: V is directly proportional to T. Okay, here P is nothing but pressure of the gas and T is the temperature of the gas. V is the volume of the gas. This equation can be mathematically written as V1 T1 is equal to V2 T2, where V is the volume, T is the temperature. Okay, so this is the main equation. V1 T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Okay, on a real life application of Charles' law, an air balloon is an example of Charles' law. On ignition of the fuel, the air inside the envelope heats up. Envelope means surrounding, heats up. Okay. The hot air expands as per Charles' law. As the temperature of the air increases, when volume of the air also increases, at the same time the density decreases. Okay. So this is the real life application of Charles' law. Charles' law gives the relationship between temperature of the gas and volume of the gas. Charles' law states that at constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Hence, P is directly proportional to T or V is directly proportional to T. This can be mathematically written as V1 T1 is equal to V2 T2. Got it, children? Understood? Shall we move to the third law? Good. Next we can move to Gay-Lussac's law. Joseph Gay-Lussac was a French physicist. Okay. He established the behavior of gases and also he made notable advances in the field of applied chemistry. Okay. So Gay-Lussac's law states that this law gives a relationship between the pressure of the gas and temperature of the gas. Okay. Gay-Lussac's law states that at constant volume, the pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Got it, children? I repeat again. Gay-Lussac's law gives the relationship between the pressure of the gas and temperature of the gas. This law states that at constant volume, the pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. So, P is directly proportional to T. Okay. This can be mathematically written as P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. Okay. P is the pressure of the gas and T is the temperature of the gas. Okay. If you heat up a gas, the molecules will be given more energy and they move faster. If you cool down, the molecules will get slow down. It will get slowed down. Okay. But at the same time, the pressure decreases. Okay. I'll tell you again. If you heat up a gas, the molecules will be given more energy and they move very faster. If you cool down, the molecules will get slowed down. Okay, the molecules will get slowed down. This point you have to remember. And one real life example of Gay-Lussac's law is rupture of the pressure cooker, aerosol can and tires. What is the meaning for rupture? Rupture means burst suddenly. Okay. So all these substances like pressure cooker, aerosol can and tire, all these substances explode when exposed to higher temperature. Got it? So this is the real life application of Gay-Lussac's law. Understood, children? Right. Next we can move to Avogadro's law. Avogadro scientist, okay, Italian scientist. He is best known for his hypothesis. Hypothesis means theory, okay. Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure contains the equal number of molecules, okay. I repeat again. Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure contains the equal number of molecules, okay. One example I will tell you. If you look at these balloons, okay, so if you look at these balloons, all the balloons have same volume. This means that they contain the equal number of molecules, okay. Now tell me, what is the Avogadro's law? Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases at the same conditions of temperature and pressure contain the equal number of molecules, okay. These balloons have equal volume. It means they contain the equal, that is same number of molecules. Equal number of molecules they contain. That's what they have, same volume. You got it, children? Understood? Right. Next we can move to the ideal gas equation. Okay. So ideal gas equation means what? Gases which obey Boyle's law and Charles' law are known as the ideal gases. Okay. Gases which obey Boyle's law and Charles' law are known as the ideal gases. By combining these two laws, what are the laws? One is the Boyle's law and another one is the Charles' law. By combining these two laws, we get ideal gas equation can be derived. Okay. Look at the board now. So according to Boyle's law, at constant temperature, P is inversely proportional to 1 by V, isn't it? Right. Now come to the Charles law. From Charles law, P is directly proportional to T at constant volume, isn't it? So by combining these two laws, Boyle's law and Charles law, we get P is directly proportional to T by V, or otherwise PV is proportional to T, okay. P is proportional to T by V, or otherwise we can write this as PV is proportional to T, okay. Hence PV is equal to RT. Here R mentions the proportionality constant, otherwise we can say it is a gas constant, okay. PV is equal to RT. R is the proportionality constant or gas constant. Hence this equation can be written as PV is equal to N or T. N is small n we have to put, okay. So this is the ideal gas equation, okay. What is the ideal gas equation? One more question. PV is equal to N or T. For N is nothing but the number of moles of the gas. In the beginning of this gas law we saw, isn't it? N is the number of the moles of the gas. Hence number of moles is equal to, we have to apply the formula. What is that? Number of moles is equal to mass of the gas in gram by molecular mass of the gas in gram mole power minus 1. Hence this number of moles can be written as small m by capital M. That is equal to mole, okay. Here small m represent the mass of the gas, whereas capital M represent the molecular mass, okay. So we have to substitute. Here we have written no PV is equal to N or T. For this N, we have to substitute this part, this one, M by M, mass by molecular mass, okay. Next PV is equal to, for this N value, we have to take this one. So M, small m by capital M, RT, where M is the mass of the gas, okay. So like this way you have to calculate the ideal gas equation. Ideal gas means what? Gases which obey Boyle's law and Charles' law are known as ideal gases. by combining these two laws, you will get the ideal gas equation. What's the ideal gas equation? Ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT. For N, you have to use this formula. A number of moles is equal to mass of the gas by molecular mass. So, for this N, you have to substitute by small m by capital M. Then you will get PV is equal to small m by capital M RT. Okay, where M is the mass of the gas. Got it, children? Okay. Now let me move to the problem. So look at the question. Problem 4.1. A balloon is filled with hydrogen at room temperature. It will burst if pressure exceeds 0.2 bar. If at 1 bar pressure, the gas occupies 2.27 liter volume. Up to what volume can the balloon be expanded? Okay, here bar mentions means it is a metric. Bar means it is a metric unit of measure. Metric unit of pressure. Okay, bar is a metric unit of pressure. It does not it will not come under the part of the international system of units. Okay, so bar means it is a metric unit of pressure only. Okay, children, right. So what we have to do for this question, we have to use the Boyle's law. Okay, so according to Boyle's law, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So this is a formula, this isn't it? We have to use the Boyle's law. Before that, first we have to note down the values. What are the values are given in the question? Okay, so from the given data, V1 is equal to 2.27 liter. All these values are given in the question, isn't it? So V1 is equal to 2.27 L. P1 is equal to 1 bar. P2 is equal to 0.2 bar. V2 is equal to what? We have to find out the V2. Okay, so from the given data, we have to use the Boyle's law. Okay, so according to Boyle's law, the formula is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Otherwise, we can write V2 is equal to, we have to take this V2 this side. So V2 is equal to P1 V1 divided by P2. Okay, first we have to write this formula. Then we have to take the volume left hand side. Then P1 V1 divided by P2. All the values are given here. So what is V2? We are going to identify now. So V2 is equal to, what is the value of P1? P1 value is 1 bar, isn't it? So put 1 bar into, what is the value of V1? V1 value is 2.27 L. So into 2.27 L divided by P2 value. What's the value of P2? 0.2 bar. 0.2. That is equal to 1 bar into 2.27. You will get the same 2.27 L only, isn't it? So 2.27 L divided by 0.2. If you divide this 2.27 divided by 0.2, if you divide this value by 0.2, you will get the answer 11.35 L. This is the final answer. Okay, so just we have to apply the Boyle's law here. So you should remember the formula. Then only you can apply that formula. You will get the final answer. Okay, now let me move to the second problem. Problem 4.2. On a ship sailing in Pacific Ocean, where temperature is 23.4 degrees Celsius, a balloon is filled with 2 L air. What will be the volume of the balloon when the ship reaches Indian Ocean, where temperature is 26.1 degrees Celsius? Okay, for this solution, we have to note down the values first. Okay, so V1 value is given in the question, that is 2L. Next, T1 value, it is given 23.4 only. Why we are adding this 273 Kelvin? Why we are adding 273 Kelvin? Because this 273 is the unit of temperature, isn't it? So, what is the unit of Kelvin? 273. We have to add 273 because temperature is measured in Kelvin. So the value is 273. Okay, temperature is measured in Kelvin. Its value is 273. So we are adding the 273 with the given value. Okay, so T1 is already given 23.4. We have to add the 273. So you will get 296.4 Kelvin. Okay. So next T2 value is given in the book 26.1. Here we are adding 273 because we have to add the Kelvin values in it. So 2 plus 273 you will get 299.1 K. Here you have to apply the Charles law. Okay. What is the formula for Charles law? V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. This is the Charles law. Mathematically, Charles law can be written as V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. So, you have to take the V2 left hand side. So, V2 is equal to, you will get V1 T2 divided by T1. Okay. So, just you have to apply the value now. V2 is equal to, what is the value of V1? V1 value is 2L. Into what is the value of T2? If you add these two, you will get 299.1. This is the value of T2. So into T2, that is 299.2 divided by what's the value of T1? 23.4 is given in the book. We have to add the Kelvin value plus 273. You will get 296. So divided by 296, you will get 2L into 299.21. You will get 1.009. Okay, if you multiply that, if you multiply these two values, you will get one value. That value you have to divide by 296.4 Kelvin. Then you will get the final value. Okay, so for the second problem, which law you have to apply? Charles law. For the first problem, Boyle's law. So you should remember the mathematical expression of Boyle's law, Charles law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac's law. Okay, if you know the formula, then you can apply, you can solve the problem. First, you have to note down the given data. Then you have to apply the formula. You will get the final answer. In this manner, you have to work out the problem. Right, children? Okay. The remaining we will see in the next class. Thank you, children.